So, where does fulfillment come from? Does it come from the achievement of success? Does it come from acquiring accolades, recognition, and properties, and all of those amazing, awesome external things? Or does it come from something different, maybe something more internal as opposed to something external? This is Franklin here. Happy Sunday, and I hope your weekend has been awesome and also relaxing. I remember a time in my life where I was kind of like asking myself that same question. And so, in the pursuit of quote unquote fulfillment and purpose, man, I was in a very fierce pursuit of success, accolades, recognitions, and so many of those external things, which is not to say that they are bad, but I pursued them, man, like a lot, and I put so many other things on under my what I say under my priority list, and put all of those things above my priority list, and put some other important things, maybe like relationships and connections with like maybe family, friends. I put all of those things underneath in pursuit of like the success, accolades, and recognitions and whatnot. And honestly, at some point, it felt like I was on a treadmill. That the more activity I was putting into the efforts, the more I was running, the more I was hustling and bustling and whatnot, the more I felt I wasn't making progress. And it kind of like got me to a place where I was like frustrated. I was, man, like miserable. I was very sad, maybe not depressed, but but really very, very sad and very despondent because again, I was putting in a lot of effort. I was busy. I was, pursuing like the success, the accolades, and the recognition and the significance. But man, I was still feeling very empty in the inside, let alone feeling that I was not even making any progress at all. And eventually, it dawned on me that there's no way I can find fulfillment in that place. Also, I remember in that time too, I was mostly just centered around me, myself, and I. So there was a lot of like selfishness as well in the picture. And it was also just very clear to me that if I continued going down a road, it was only going to get that worse and it would only be downhill from there. And after that, I quickly just deduced rather, that fulfillment definitely cannot be found on that route. I think it was around that time that I learned a very critical and important lesson that forever changed the course of my life. I learned it from Tony Robbins, and he shared two skills that individuals need to master if they are going to live a fulfilled and purposeful life. One of them is the science of achievement. That one is kind of like very intuitive, science of achievement, in the sense that success leaves clue. Achievement is a science in the sense that if we do what other successful people have done, we are likely going to get the similar results that they get. That's why people have mentors. That's why people have coaches who are going to show them the ropes. Because again, we cannot and shouldn't be reinventing the wheel. We only just have to do what other people have done in a particular area if we are going to get the results that they have gotten. Or maybe if we want to get a better result. But that's what it means that success is a science, or the achievement of success is a science. But then the second skill he taught was the art of fulfillment. The art of fulfillment is an art because unlike the achievement of success, which can be similar for everybody, the art of fulfillment is different because what brings me fulfillment may not be the same thing too that brings you fulfillment. And the one thing that he also shared was, I remember this quote, that success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And that's exactly the road I felt that I was going. I felt that I was in pursuit of success. I was looking to get a lot of recognitions and significance, but it wasn't fulfilling me. And I think for me, that was kind of like failure because I wasn't feeling excited about, like excited and fulfilled about life, even though I was seemingly, quote unquote, I had some level of success, but it wasn't fulfilling me. And at that point, I just knew I needed to make a change. And now, in pursuit of fulfillment, one thing that I know for sure is that fulfillment comes when we live our lives, not just for ourselves, but for other people. In other words, when we take those blessings, the gifts, the talent, the skills that we've been endowed with by God, we use those to serve other people. That's where true fulfillment comes from. That's something that I've learned and I've been applying and practicing. And on that path, I feel excited about life. On that path, I can think bigger because when it was just about me, I was just thinking small because again, it's just me on the picture. But on the path of pursuing fulfillment in service of others, I'm thinking bigger. And I think that's also something else that happens when we switch our focus from ourselves to other people, especially when we are doing it because we want to just serve. Because ultimately, that is what brings us fulfillment. That's what brings us joy. That's what gives us a sense of meaning and purpose when we understand that we're not just here on earth just to achieve success for ourselves, but to help other people as well, achieve success, whatever they consider success. Because indeed, that is what brings a lot of purpose. That's what makes life meaningful. And that's what gets us to experience fulfillment. So I think for me, that was one of the biggest breakthrough moments that I experienced. And it was a 180-degree turnaround that I had as well. It's kind of funny. I was just, discussing and chatting about this with a friend from church. And I was like, that's actually what I'm going to be creating a video around today. But yes, here's the video. And in your life right now, I'm not sure where you are at. Are you working on the science parts, the science of achievement? Or have you also started exploring that art of fulfillment? It's something that I just want to share with you today, and hopefully I'm able to get someone to think differently about their journey and their path that you're on. Are you on the path of fulfillment? Are you on the path of service to other people? Because again, that's really where the true fulfillment comes from. And I know because again, I've tried to work on the other path, and I know that just working on the path of acquiring and amassing the success, the accolades, the wealth, man, especially when it's just about me, that's not what fulfills people, right? We've probably heard a lot stories of a number of people who were seemingly successful, like in the world's eyes, right? They had all of the highest levels of success that anyone could have thought about, but they ended up committing suicide because they weren't feeling fulfilled. They probably had that science of achievement part, but the art of fulfillment was something that they were missing. And that's why that lesson that I learned, from Tony Robbins, it forever just changed my life. And that's something I wanted to also share with you today. Hopefully it gets you to think differently and to switch the course and direction of your life as well. So that's something I wanted to share with you here in this video. And I hope that it blesses and encourages and challenges someone watching as well, that we all get to hop on that path of fulfillment that literally comes from serving other people. And maybe it's also going to be a challenge that I will have for you today, just to see what you are doing or what you can do to serve other people, how you can use your gift, your talent, your skills in service of people. because again, I believe that is where true fulfillment comes from as well. And that's what gives us a sense of meaning and purpose in life. Thank you very much for watching. And as usual, don't forget that you're more than enough. You're worthy, you're deserving, you're loved. So let us go serve others and live a life of fulfillment. Thank you very much. Franklin here. God bless and peace.